been rumoured for some time now that you've been thinking of leaving Gong. What's actually brought it about at last?
Well, it's not my choice. You know, it's not me that makes these decisions. It's not anybody in the band or anything like that. We get our instructions by radio, you know, telepathic pirate radio. They just show up in the head. And at a certain given moment, it became obvious that this was it. I had the signal. If I'd been my decision, I would have left a long time ago. But I had to wait until I got my instructions. Well, I wanted to split about 2 years ago. In fact, there was a moment, it was a crisis of splittingness. When I was in France, it was the end of the Camembert Electric band, the band which made that record. And I really wanted to split, but I just couldn't do it. I don't know if something was... I'd go away, I split, we stopped playing, I went away to France, I went into retirement, and George Gamelski and Bob Bananamoo both came down, the both of them one day, when it was raining. And I had to come inside, I was working outside, I had to come inside because it was raining, and they cornered me and they talked me into going to London and stuff. I went to London, and when I got there, I went to Lady June's. I think I was staying there or something like that. And this guy came up to me and said, I've just heard Banana Moon, and I think that we've got something in common. And this guy invited me round to his place to play on his tape recorder with him, and his name was Steve Hillage. And this was the guy, this was the guy that I was supposed to meet, because it was pretty obvious to the boys on Planet Gong that I really wanted to take off and do something else, so they sent Stevie.
How well do you think he'll fit in with the band in his new role as leader now that you've gone?
Oh, he's not the leader. See, I mean, that's the whole thing. There ain't no leaders in the Gong. He just happens to be... I was a guitarist and I also wrote songs, and he happens to be a guitarist and he also writes songs. The only one rule with Gong will go on forever, because the only one rule with Gong is that if you want to split, you have to find a replacement. If you don't do that, you're running some pretty heavy weather.
Speaking of people leaving, I noticed there's a bit in the Melody Maker the other day about Tim Blake having left hurriedly. Why was that?
What? Moonweed split? Moonweed! Moonweed, come back! Ah, he's gone, all right. There's no doubt about that. He's gone. Look, there's no synthesizer there. I've set up just about everything else. I can't really see any synthesizer.
Well, how do you think the band will get on without the synthesizer? It seems to have become pretty much part of the sound of Gong we all know and love.
Ah, yes, but the Gong we all know and love changes. And it changes all the time. Without synthesizer, there is space, there is silence. And you can't have music without silence. And in the silence, there are holes. And then, a Frohat digs holes in space. You jump down them like Alice down the well, turning over and over. You finally land in another country with another music, and you find you're underwater. And here's the submarine captain. Submarine Captain Spillage. And Submarine Captain Spillage, tell me, what is your message to the underworld?
What about future recording plans now you actually split with the group? Are you planning any solo albums or working with anyone else?
Well, I have a very nice little contract which is made up for me by this Virgin Record Company. Now, this Virgin Record Company offered me to go to faraway country and live in a house a long, long way away, and he paid me for this to keep me away, a long way away in the desert. And taking as my criterion, my philosophy of life, the statement, a student of rock music must learn to waste time commercially, I will send forth and usher forth from the desert the most extraordinary missiles which may be swallowed by the public.
You can't really just go on tours for the rest of your life, can you? Up and down the M1, eating spaghetti and ripiria periculoso. It's monotonous. It's true what Robert says. He says, after a while, a group, it gets like a boring